Hello, and welcome back to Mystical Fortunes. And this is part of Mystical Fortunes that I like to call Chantilly Confidential. And this is where I go into speaking about the type of cards, reviewing cards, maybe teaching you some quick lessons on how to lay out the cards and what cards are good for what questions. So to kick this off, I'm starting off with the Rebecca Campbell artwork by Danielle Noel, Work Your Light Oracle cards. Now, as I checked on Amazon.ca, these are sold out at the moment, but they are available through other Amazons and through Book Depository. All my links will have each, so if you aren't an Amazon customer, you can also get free shipping through the Book Depository. And these cards, let me just start off by saying they are absolutely beautiful. Work Your Light Oracle cards. We've got the soft pastels with the gilded gold on them that just absolutely makes this box sparkle. And when you open the box, these are by Hay House. Just a quick reminder, if you are going to buy these, make sure they are by Hay House and not an independent publisher, because then they're probably pirated. Always support the artist. But when you open the box, it says, "You are the Oracle." And how true is that? What Oracle cards mostly do is tell us what we already know. They speak to us in a way that we know, but maybe we can't say or explain. Oracle cards will point the way how to shift your energies. They aren't fortune telling cards per se, but they will tell you where you are, uh, what direction to maybe head towards for your desired outcome. Now, these oracle cards come with a great guidebook, and as you can see, it's quite thick. It's a great book to read without the cards. That has some great advice in there, um, different spreads, how she came up with the idea, why you are the oracle. And we'll just start this off by, I just want to read you the very first chapter. Welcome to the Work Your Light Oracle. There is a field of consciousness where all wisdom resides, a field where all the answers to all of the questions that you could possibly fathom live, a field where past, present, and future exist simultaneously, where the wisdom of the heavens and earth calls you by name, where what you are seeking is also seeking you, a field where all soul contracts, history, and guidance whisper eternal, a field where the book of your soul is open for you to flick through. And I think that's just a beautiful way to start this book. Like I said, it's a great little book. If just a little tip here, if you're ever traveling and you don't want to carry your cards with you, just grab the book. So for example, you're on the train or plane and just open it to a page, and that would be the message that you have. This little book easily fits into a little pocket or a backpack or your purse. So now on to the cards, and they come in this great box. And again, you are the oracle. The message is reiterated. Now, the cards themselves are simply stunning. They are of pastels. Danielle Noel has done a great job on these. They're the pastels with gold and black mixed in. And they are out of this world and of this world. And to me, they have a real Atlantis vibe. When I look at these cards, I think of Atlantis. Um, I just get this Atlantis, Lumeria, lots of underwater type scenes. Even though this isn't underwater, you get the feeling they're floating in water. A lot of stars, a lot of planetary symbology, but also a lot of earth symbology at the same time. So here's the Pleiades channeling, getting information. Are these girls going up or are they coming down? Like I said, the colors are just stunningly beautiful. I find that the young girls are particularly drawn to these cards, and I almost wonder if these are our crystal children, our indigo, our rainbow children, and they are picking up their Atlantean, Lemurian past lives. Another thing about this deck, I found it's very diversified. They have a really good balance of the different peoples, a really good balance of the different religions. Here's a Christian iconology. There's also, here's some ancient Egyptian. Um, there's, I just found different, there's Buddhism. There's some more Egyptian. So I just found it was really a really good diverse deck, especially across the races. Just about every race is represented in here somehow. Um, a really good mix of positive and negative messages, not necessarily negative, but our shadow work. And it's also divided into locations, families, ideas, soul work. For example, Lemuria is a place. So that's a place card. Um, here's Mintakin. And as you can see, this almost has a mermaid. Here's your Lemuria iconology. Here's Soul Family. So these are actually people. So there's people in this deck as well. And then the initiation, here's some shadow work that you need to do. Obviously, getting through the storm to the brighter side. This is the initiation, the rite of passage. So as you can see, that would be like if you're going through an issue of energy work, that would be saying you still have a little bit way to go. The great gathering, so that's more about people. Share your voice. So again, a little bit of shadow work here. As you can see, the star, so your voice across the eras, right? We have a little bit of Egyptian here. So share your voice, share your past lives. Trust the niggle. Again, a little bit more shadow work. You can see that the cards that are shadow work are a little bit darker. Warrior woman. Here, this really reminds me of the Ace of Swords. Really strong vibe to that one. Answer the call. What's your soul calling you to do? More landscape, more earth landscape. Trust your path. Like the colors are simply stunning. Star Mother, a little bit of Christian iconology here, especially with the roses. I notice there's a lot of roses in this deck. And I know there is, as a Rosicrucian, there's a lot of mysticism with roses. So I get that there's mysticism, there's ancient, there's all types of iconology in here. Here's some more of the roses and get grounded. Of course, roses are of earth. Here we have more Buddhism, iconology, transformation. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but as you can see, the colors, the pastels, the symbolism. Now, the symbolism here is such that even if you didn't have the book and just read the lettering on the bottom, the Age of Light, you've been training for this for lifetimes, you'd be able to just meditate on this card and pick up on many things. Here we have the different chakra colors. Here we have lifetimes going back to ancient Egypt. Here we have a pyramid. Here we have ancient earth. So this is, you've been training for this for lifetimes. We have stars. So this is coming back, going. Here's the cycle, down to earth, up back to the stars, down to earth, more chakra, rainbow. So even if you didn't have the book, you'd be able to pick up on a lot. break the chain. Here we have some planetary symbolism. Walk out of the darkness. As you can see, she's just come out of her shadow and she's walking out. So without even reading the book, you'd see that this would speak to you as come out of the barren and look at the whole universe in front of you. You know, the flow here, her skirt's really flowy. So between the artwork and the writing of Rebecca Campbell, these cards are one of my favorites, and that's why I decided to start with them. Again, we have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying the foundation's divine plan. And again, we have some ancient Egyptian, we have Christian. There might even be some symbolism here that the Christianity came out of ancient Egypt. We have spreading your light, so talking to other people, the foundations, the earth. So that's another thing I really like about these cards, is that the iconology is easily transmitted into this lifetime and might even trigger some lifetimes that you did have, and to bring that wisdom and that knowledge forward to today. So this is my review of these cards that are simply beautiful. There's just, I just can't say it enough. And they also, now let's go into the actual practicalities of the cards. So these are oracle cards. So you would use these cards for energy readings, not necessarily fortune telling. They certainly aren't like, they definitely aren't tarot at all. And they aren't like a Lenormand. Oracle cards, the best way I like to use oracle cards is through an energy reading. So I would ask the cards, what's the energy surrounding this blank? What's the energy surrounding my relationship with blank? What's the energy surrounding my job? What's the energy surrounding my health? What's the energy surrounding my business? What's the energy surrounding this situation? What's the energy surrounding X, Y, and Z? So that's how I would ask oracle cards, because they will tell you, are you in your shadow work? Are you in the muck right now? Are you almost out of it? They'll be like a guiding light, how to get out of that situation, or explain to you the energy that's going on in that situation. These cards are very sturdy, very easy to shuffle. They almost have a soft satin feel to them. So they're they slide very nice. They don't get stuck. I don't know if I would rifle them as such. They're a little bit big for that and a little bit hard, but I guess you could. Remember, there are no card cops. You can shuffle any way you like, but these are so nice and smooth and sturdy, they would stand up to years of helping you work through your energy and how to move your energy forward. So I'm going to show you a little reading that I normally do with these cards. And I always ask these cards, what is the energy surrounding? And they'll tell me, am I stuck? What do I need to do to move forward? Or maybe just give me some advice about the energy. So I've been having some health challenges, and I think I'm on my way out, but let's see what the cards are going to tell me for some advice. So I'm going to ask the cards, what is the energy surrounding my health at this moment? What is the energy surrounding my health at this moment? And what do I need to move the energy forward? Remember, the oracle cards, we always ask about the energy. So what is the energy surrounding my health right now? And what do I need to do most to move the energy forward? And I've always just randomly picked my cards after I put the energy in. Take a break. Oh, look at that. Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? trust your path. And Anna, grandmother of Jesus. So now I've got I always choose 5. You always, when you're doing a reading, you always like to do an odd number. Even numbers can sometimes give you a non-answer. But if you have an odd number of cards, then you always have yes, no, light, dark, negative, positive. There's always one that is more than the other. So let's look at these answers here. What energy is surrounding my health? Take a break. Life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. And this is so true. Look at this card. I'm not even going to look in the book. It's take a break. Oh, here we have some Islamic iconology. So take a break. And that's absolutely what I've needed to do. I've been put back on my heels. I have to ask people for help, which I'm not used to doing. And yeah, that's the energy that's coming in. So this is the energy that's coming in. So take a break, like relax and get off the treadmill. And double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So maybe this is a double mission for me, that I need to learn how I take a break, and then I need to teach other people how to take a break. When your health is breaking, maybe you need to acknowledge that, honor that, get off the treadmill. And then this is telling me, channeling and uplifting humanity, I need to teach other people how to take a break. So I am now going to be, by example, teaching people how to take a break. If I don't take that break, what am I teaching people? Just keep pushing through no matter what your health? That's not healthy either. So this is the energy surrounding. This is my current, and this is the energy that I asked to, where do I move forward? So this is my current boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Well, yeah, how does that not work into also taking a break? And what's interesting is it's my problem is in my digestion, and that's the brightest circle there. And look at all these many hands helping me. All these many hands. And look at me. I've got my hands up trying to set up some boundaries, saying, no, 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 I can do this all myself. I'm getting 2 messages from this card that, yes, I need to put up boundaries on some things, and other things I have to allow people to hold me up and to help me. So I need to establish better boundaries in saying no, getting off the treadmill, but I also need to establish better boundaries with how much I will let people help me, because that's also a boundary that I've set up that I need to soften a bit. So that's the message I get from that. Now, where does the energy need to go for me to heal? Is trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Well, if I knew I'd be supported, I would take a break. I would let my body heal. I would allow people to help me, and I'd also know when to say no. So I've really got to trust this path. And as I can see in this card, it's a long path. It's not a short path. It's a path I have to take by myself. I don't see anybody there. But there is a doorway that once I'm finished this path, there's a doorway onto a little bit brighter things. So this is the energy I've got to just trust. And I can see the desert in here and the desert in here, that it's a path I have to take by myself. And it might be lonely, and it might seem like nothing's happening, but a lot is happening. And then on the final energy here, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying the foundations, divine plan. So I'm taking this as a message that I have always been like this. This is my karma. And finally, I've got to learn this lesson. This is part of my karma. This lesson is resting my body, letting people help me, and then teaching that to other people. I honestly think these cards are showing me I need to go through this so I can teach other people how not to run your body into the ground. And when you do need help, it's okay to ask for it. Lay those foundations. Here we have some roses, so loving foundations. Here we have purple, so that tells me that's my chakra, my violet chakra that I need to engage a little bit. Um, I've been to Egypt and I've loved that, and so maybe I need to look back at those pictures and see where I was. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, when I was in Egypt, I was at an ancient hospital, and that was the vibrations were absolutely amazing. After all these hundreds and thousands of years, you could still pick up on the vibrations. Maybe something is vibrating different in my body that I need to calm down. So see how the cards, they aren't foretelling. They're giving me a direction. They're telling me where I am, how I got there, and where I need to go. Because I asked the cards, what are the energies surrounding this? Now, another layout I like to do with these cards is just body, mind, soul, the typical three. Where I need to go today, what is the energy of the day? Pick a card. What do I need to focus on today? These are great for journaling. Just draw a card and start writing. So, for example, dance with life. Do something to change your energy. So you would write that at the top of a journal and just start writing. Maybe write about the colors that you see here, about the flow, about the movement, about the moon. What's the cycle of the moon? Here's some little masks. Here's some angels. So you could pull things out of these cards because they're so beautifully done, and just start writing. And if you did that for all of these cards, I think at the end of your journal, you'd have an amazing how-to book about your story. So I hope you enjoyed this review of Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell, illustrated artwork by Danielle Noel. I encourage you to follow them on Instagram. They both have Instagram accounts, and I'll link that below. That will also be on my Instagram account. And again, if this review inspired you to buy the cards, I really would appreciate you clicking on the link. I get a little bit. It's certainly not going to pay the rent, but it'll buy me a cup of coffee. So again, thank you for your time. And if you enjoyed this, click a like and a subscribe. Thank you.